Well, hello, Soto. Good evening. Not a whole lot going on this evening. I promised I'd get on in Waffle, and it's dreadfully late. So I figured I'd do that without any expectation. Oh wow, this almost green screens through all the way. How are things out in New Zealand? What area of New Zealand do you live in, Soto? What? Because I know that because Jean is also from New Zealand. Zaffers. I don't know if the two of you have ever talked. It has been a while. We did do stories on Tuesday, but it didn't go well. The 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 internet did not want to function properly. I'm still up. No surprise. Very much not a surprise. Matty, do you enjoy Fallout? Have you played any of the Fallout games or anything like that? I didn't post anything about it in the guild, but we found boxes of these at Costco from the Jones Soda Company, which I don't know if they have Jones out in Canada, but Jones makes really fun craft sodas here in the US, and they did custom Nuka Cola Quantum with custom bottle caps on them. They're very neat. Motueka, top of the South Island of New Zealand. Oh, okay, very interesting. New Zealand is one of the few places that I have not been that I would like to go. Because I've been to Australia. I like Australia. I've been to Tasmania. I've been to a lot of places. Most of the places I'd like to go. I've never been to New Zealand. I would like to visit. Uh, Valkyrie, hello, late. Yes, I promised that I would get on for waffles, and it just ended up being very late. The lady and I got back from dropping off the boy at the airport about an hour and a half ago, but uh, I couldn't get I could not get Streamlabs to connect to everything. And I figured that since it was so late, I might as well fix it tonight and then see what happens. We've got some of those that are pretty tasty. Yeah, the grape soda one is just sort of whatever, but the this flavor and the Sunset Sarsaparilla are nice. They're very enjoyable. I like them for the reference and the fact that they have the all of the. I like Fallout. This is going to be a weird bit of waffles. Yeah, and I had presumed most of you guys were going to be asleep, so I didn't want to break the promise. I said I would hop on and waffle and talk. So I definitely knew for sure I was going to do that, but it just took forever to get Streamlabs to function properly. Every single time that I don't use my computer for more than a week, it seems to happen. Hey, I'm not complaining. It's the end of the month, a quarter before the holidays, so really slow at work. Well, there you go. Where I am is not far from where they filmed Lord of the Rings. See, and obviously everyone, it's no surprise, it's not a secret that I am a fan of the Professor and his work. I love Lord of the Rings. And I know that one of the, or well, I might be making that up. Lovey is Hobbiton and like the real areas where the Lord of the Rings was filmed. Is that one of your bucket list things to go and see? Did I make that up? That was one of the things that you want to do, though, or is it something we've talked about, or is it just something I made it up in my head? Okay, all right, just checking. Yeah, I wasn't super impressed with the grape, but I like it. Yeah, well, this is one of my favorite soda because we're talking about all kinds of strange things tonight, guys. Jones makes craft sodas, and the apple and the berry lemonade are two of my favorites that they've ever made. Like I've been a fan of Jones craft soda since I moved to the US. I like them a lot. Um, I was just fixing my book 3 outline while waiting. Finish up chapter 10 today. Just putting in the work, buddy. Uncle Scooby, hello. Glad you guys made it back safely. Yep, we are very much back safely. And we are working on getting all caught up before the Christmas season's over, and we had a Vix. Hello, how are you and that beautiful, bald, brilliant bastard doing? How's Kugel? How are you? How are you both? Uh, how was the trip? The trip was wonderful. Too short. We would like to be able to spend more time because we went to see Una's grandparents, and the week is not enough. When we go, we would like to go for 2 weeks, but it just wasn't feasible this time around. But it was good. It was very very good. I'm about to go to bed. We'll go to bed, sort of. I honestly didn't expect anybody to be awake. I figured I'd hop on for 30 minutes or so, chat with whoever comes in, and then I would hop off. Uh, Hello, new person. Yes, Vix is the. I think you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think that Vix is married to Kugel of Kugel Blitz. He's a Twitch friend. He's wonderful. He does a lot of fun things. He's a legendary streamer. He does game shows and he does challenges and he plays all kinds of really interesting games. He's a brilliant, beautiful man. I love him to death. Hell yes, the Green Apple is where my love for Jones started way back in the 90s. Same, same. The first time I had it, I think, was like 1997, and it was beautiful. I absolutely loved it. I finally got to see you. I'm okay, thank you so much. Having a nice cup of tea and saw you. How are things? Things are wonderful. The wife and I just got back from visiting family up north. We're in California in the US, and we were up in Northern California visiting some family. We just got back yesterday. It was a 7 hour drive back, and then we had to wake up early this morning, get a bunch of things done, and we had to drive and drop the boy off at the airport because he's headed out to Ohio to visit more family. Have a wonderful Christmas. I will actually be on Christmas Day. I don't know what time on Christmas Day I'll be on, but I will be back on. I'll be on Tuesday for regular story time, and then we're going to do a special story time on Christmas Day. So I will be back on Christmas Day for story time. We're just who's Mrs. Scooby? Thank you for subscribing. Is that your lady, Uncle Scooby? I assume it'd be really weird if Mrs. Scoob was not in any way related to you. Uh, that would be quite a coincidence. We're just enjoying some coffee while watching Kristen Bell tackle the wings of death on Hot Ones with Sean Evans when you jumped on. It's 4 a.m. where we are. Why are you awake? I distinctly remember, was there an issue that you were getting all kinds of notifications? A few or well, I presume you're off work. Are you off work for the holidays? I hope so. Lovely to see family, but tiring driving. It is. It is. But it's always good because the lady and her grandmother are very close, and whenever we're out there, she has a bunch of family that's up there, and all of my family. Like I see, my siblings live very near me, about 45-minute drive from me. Um, Other than that, I don't have any family nearby, and the rest of my family are out in Ireland, and I don't really talk to any of my family back in Ireland and Norway. So we are normally awake at this time anyway, Cass. So don't worry. Okay, I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh, it's only 1 a.m. here. Matty, you need to go to bed, boy. You need to sleep. I love your videos, man. Too bad you always do this when I'm working, but keep it up. Nathan, it's always a pleasure. Uh, what days do you work, Nathan? What days and time do you work? It is only by a fluke that I spotted that you are happening. I told Bear, I promised you I was going to get on, and technically I promised you I was going to get on today, which for me is yesterday now. But I knew I was going to do it. I had to. It's been too long since I was on, and the internet issues up north bugged me, so I knew I had to get on and at least say hello to everybody. Normally, we get up at 3 a.m. to get ready for work, but I'm currently in trouble at work, so yeah, I'm off right now. Oh, can you tell us what you did? Or is there a legal case of what's going on right now? Moser. Hex. It would be really weird again if there was somebody else named Moser. But hey, Hex, how you doing? Just short my name. Probably for the best. Long names are hard. Like when I drop in with Black Dragon Tavern Gaming, I might get rid of the gaming on it because we don't game on here anymore. So I might drop that off. But for Twitch, some of you are watching elsewhere, but on Twitch we're Black Dragon Tavern Gaming. No, I know, and the guy who has it actually offered it to me, but I haven't talked to him in ages. So yeah, you can still call me Hex. Excellent, appreciate that. My meeting the other day with my sister's friend at 2 a.m. here, 12 p.m. there, messed me up. That'll happen. Bless you. I hope all goes well. I really do. I'm all right. I might be going into urgent care soon for some gallbladder issues, but other than that, I'm grand. I'll be doing. Valkyrie, you going in for gallbladder issues? He forgot to report something immediately, did it the next day. Okay, so not something terribly serious by way of you did something bad, but in corporate speak, you basically committed a mortal sin. Right, I do Monday, Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and every other day, 6 to 6. Uh, what time zone, Nathan? I'm in Pacific Standard Time. What time zone are you in? Also, how are you doing? Happy winter solstice, by the way. Happy winter solstice. We're doing well. As I said, the lady and I just got back from a trip to visit family, and we're back to work as soon as we get here. It's 2:08 a.m. here right now. Okay, so you're an hour ahead of me. So you're in Denver, Colorado. Okay, beautiful. So actually, the story times are supposed to start at 4:30. So at some point I'll get on time, and you'll get to enjoy story time. Oh, worst case, they take the goddamn or the damn thing. I'm trying to tough through it until Christmas. Lovey, do you have anything to help with gallbladder issues that you can send to Valkyrie? Time zones really throw me. They throw me too, Vix, and I've lived in 13 different countries. I still, for the life of me, cannot align myself with the things. I can't. My brain has not prioritized it. Yeah, that sums it up. Definitely learned my lesson on this one. I tell you, man, corporate bullocks, they love it. They love to nitpick little things. Doesn't matter that you did the right thing. You didn't do the right thing the right way. So now you got to get in trouble for it. It's 3:08 a.m. here. Why are you all up? I assumed all of you would be asleep. I presumed everyone would be asleep. I figured Bear might drop in because obviously it's daytime still where Bear is. Happy summer solstice. Yeah, and happy summer solstice to all of our friends who are in the upside down. I appreciate all of you. I wish we were covered in ice and snow. The lady and I might as well be living in Australia. It's so hot where we are. Castle, I'm nocturnal. There's no such thing as a nocturnal human, Matty. Go to sleep. That's called, I believe the children call that cope. Thanks, not worried too much about it, but I work in a warehouse, so back to work for me. Like I said, I love your stuff, keep it up. Might be able to check in later. Nathan, I appreciate you for dropping in, my friend. Thank you kindly. It means the world, and I'm glad you enjoy the stories. The tavern will keep pumping them out for as long as there's even one patron dropping in for a drink and a tale. Be safe at work and have a good rest of your night, my friend. I'm staying up for observatory reasons for winter solstice. Pretty much a self-reflection kind of thing. Oh, I see, I see. This is better than what I usually listen to at the gym. Hey, Court, how you doing, brother? We've been rained out for weeks thanks to that atmospheric river. Chains myself to the chair, which is what you need to do. We live in Southern California. The lady was born and raised out here. I've lived out here for 20 years. Bless you, my love. But her family lives. She has a bunch of family who lives in Northern California. Matty says, "Bless you." I'm amazed we're not covered in snow. I would give anything to be covered in snow right now. I only spotted the Facebook notification because I got off the phone with the youngest bear cub's godfather. Well, I'm glad that I got to see you, bear. Yes. So I was actually born out here. I was born up in the high desert of Southern California, and my father sent me to live with my grandfather when I was about 6 months old, and I lived with my grandfather till I was 14, and then at 14 I moved back to the US to go to school, to go to university, and had a falling out with my grandfather at 19, and I haven't been back to the UK, Ireland, or Norway in over 20 years. We have nothing but rain every day. Vix, I would absolutely kill for rain every day. I miss it because when I get Vix, I don't know if you've ever been out to Ireland, anywhere in Ireland, but I grew up in Wicklow, County Wicklow, was where I spent most of my childhood. But I grew up between Wicklow and Limerick mostly. Rains all the time. Dragon of the West, hello, my friend. I'm glad that you could drop in. How's it going? I'm also awake partly because of an issue I discussed on Discord. I haven't been in Discord as of yet for the last couple of days, Matty, other than to post notifications. Kevin's, what's going on? I know, and this is a very odd time to be on. I promised waffles, and I just got very late, so I decided that no matter what time I got, I was able to do it. I was gonna hop on and do it. So that's why we're here. You live in California. There's snow everywhere. There is snow on the mountains, Bear, but there is snow nowhere else. Well, we I was working earlier today, and then we realized the traffic was going to be very bad. So we only live about 30 minutes from LAX. We live about 29 miles from the big airport out in California. Around this time of year, it is an hour and a half to 2 hours to drive to LAX. I thought my phone was bugging when I got the notification. Again, I figured everyone was going to be asleep. Quote. I had no idea that you guys were. Yeah, it's basically midnight waffles. When I told the lady that I was getting on this late, she's like, "Well, midnight's the best time to eat waffles." She loves breakfast at midnight. I cannot tell you guys the number of times that we'll be laying in bed ready to go to sleep, and she'll roll over and look at me and go, "I want a snack." Oh, I wish I could say it here, but I've been advised not to post it anywhere that is visible. That's all right, Manny. I'll go take a look when I have a chance. Breakfast is good at any time, so you won't hear me complaining. Yeah, and who hasn't? Who among us hasn't woken up and had a bowl of cereal at like 2 o'clock in the morning? It's just it's a callback to a simpler time. This is when I wake up. Court, what do you do for work, if you don't mind my asking? I've been meaning to ask you that, and I keep forgetting. I meant the not so good snow, the sort of snow that isn't cold. Yeah, no, that's true. That there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. We also have a lot of other things that rhyme with meth. I have tea at 2 a.m. What are you? What are you? Are you an 80-year-old British woman, Maddie, having tea at 2 a.m.? Is this when you woke up? I tell you, Southern California is a wild place, man. You can go outside and just see some things that look like it. There's an area very close to where we live where you can go out and walk, and it basically looks like a scene from The Walking Dead. It is fascinating and sad. Everything's fine. We're preparing for Christmas and the winter holidays. We've also have snow on the mountains, but not on the ground. Yeah, I do miss the time uh when we used to go and visit the mountains more often. We haven't done it in a while. I, the lady and I very much want to move to forests and mountains again. Why is it middle of the night cereal can never be served in a normal cereal bowl? It's always in like Tupperware or something. That's true. It's because you're like you're trying not to make noise. So you're like trying, even if you live by yourself, like you're trying not to make noise. You're just trying to get something so you just grab what's closest and you pour in the milk in the cereal. Vix, I think that even though I think I'm the only European other than you in here. Of course, I'm an American now. I've lived in America for 20 years, but European. Well, no, most people in here are European origin. Living in general British culture. Uh but I still think everybody in here loves tea. Most everybody in here loves tea. So Colin Flotter, Total Jungle Zoo. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Scooby. You're definitely not wrong. My uncle has a construction company, and I basically do anything online they need done. Ordering stuff, keeping accounts updated and paid, giving hours to payroll, stuff of that nature. Kind of do it on my own schedule, and I won't gym if I don't do it early, so I wake up now. Oh, I see. It's probably both, Vix, if we're being honest. You probably love on and live on tea. Hash and eggs are my favorite late night breakfast option. You talking about hash browns and eggs or corned beef hash and eggs? I assume you mean hash browns and eggs. Marina, hello! Good to see you. Again, it's baffling me that so many of you are here tonight. I'm good. I'm glad to see you all, though. The lady and I miss you guys. We did enjoy the getting away from the hubbub, but we always miss getting to see you guys while we're away or when we're not able to hop on for story times. Corned beef hash and eggs in the middle of the night is diabolical, Valkyrie. That is so much to put into your guts when you're about to go lay down and be unconscious. I used to actually work construction, but my body can't keep up like it used to. Ever since I did chemo, coming up on 5 years in remission, which is the end of the risky period of cancer returning, so a small celebration will be had. Hell yeah, brother. Mate, celebrate. We'll celebrate with you. Obviously, we can't be there, but I do remember you bringing it up a while back. And I feel bad now that I haven't asked about it, but I appreciate you bringing the update to us because that is good news. That's celebrate worthy. You kicked it in the backside, as it were. What do you mean, Lamau? It's quick, easy, and amazing, but it's so much protein and fat to just dump into your guts in the middle of the night. uh, it's early in the day for me. Where are you at, Dragon? I feel like I should know that, but Shirley, hello and welcome in. So very glad that you could join us all the way from Scotland. You would be the second Scot that we've had in the tavern in as many days. Yeah, I remember you should have. Oh, I hit send early. Now I'm confused. What I should have. I definitely should have asked. Should I feel bad that I remember you gently scolded me because I didn't tell everyone till it was already clear. Oh yes, yeah. That again, that was that was the conversation that I was remembering. Oh. Your beard is looking a bit more fluffy than usual, Castle. That's probably due to some special uh, shampoos and creams and oils that were sent to me from the exotic lands of Australia, as it were. I mean, I'm not going straight to bed if I'm taking the time to make it in the middle of the night. Well, I guess that's fair. The Balkans. How, I did not know that you were in the Balkans, Dragon. Destiny told me spam is used to wean cannibals off human meat in jail while I was eating spam today on my stream. I didn't know that. And I feel like she might have made that up just to poke at you, but that is very funny if it's true. Northern Macedonia. Yeah, I don't think I did know that. If I'm taking time to cook, then I'm committed to being up for a bit. Okay, fair enough, Valkyrie, fair enough. Shirley Clyde, you said, I'm new to your page. Well, welcome into the tavern. I am Castle. This is my tavern, and here we talk about myth and lore and tales of yore, and every now and again, I read you all a bedtime story. Tonight, I was supposed to be opening the portals much earlier, so you could all come on in for a story and to spend some time with us, but I did, things did not align that way. So here I am, much later than I had prospected or expected. But I'm glad that you have found your way in. I hope you enjoy the stories. We do story time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where I read to you all, and then there's a special story time on Sunday where the lady of the tavern comes out and she gives us a performance and reads, and I will sit and ask ask questions, answer questions. Spam is wonderful. I've been having it with hash browns and eggs and gravy lately. That sounds so incredibly southern. Quote. That sounds very southern. Uh, Marina, enjoy your griffin wings. Thank you kindly, love. You don't have to do. I'm not even doing anything. I'm just sitting here bollocksing about. Well, thank you kindly, love. I appreciate you for that. Thank you for tips to the tavern keeper. Always appreciated. Thank you so much. I'm just glad that you're in here. Musubi bowls are the only time we use spam anymore. I haven't eaten spam. Oh, Kova, how you going, my friend? Yeah, oh, I haven't had spam in 15 years. It's been a very long time. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give them a snooze. We'll give them a snooze. I wish I could snooze them for longer, but uh, amazing. Thank you, Shirley. I'm glad that you were able to join us. And if ever you have a request for a story, don't hesitate to drop them. Um, I'm always happy to tell stories that whoever would like to hear from wherever around the world. Then we got talking about K-pop demon hunters, and I said I like Jinu, but not in the gay way. And Destiny had a field day with that. Of course you do. Of course you do. It's low hanging fruit. Oh, Waffles just finished cleaning up after a great latka feed. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jazz, how you doing? I had spam yesterday. Spam. Yeah, again, I don't think I've had spam in like 15 years. Couple of work trips to Hawaii, and I found its way back into the house. The Hawaiians love. Oh, I not even the Hawaiians, just the Polynesians love spam. Polynesians love the heck out of spam. Unfortunately, I nearly always miss the stories. It is hard for because we are the tavern doors open all over the world, so it's hard for us to get everybody together all at the same time. Half the people in here should be asleep right now. By the way, half of you should be sleeping. I haven't been here in a while either. You haven't been in a while, but it's all right, Marina. Your seat is always warm. Is Common Room your version of General Chat? I never know which channel is for what topic. Yeah, it is. Quote. We got way too clever with naming things, so now nobody knows what's going on. I don't even think we know what's going on over there. Okay, hang on. I'm falling behind with everybody. I made breakfast casserole yesterday and I shot a photo and video. I got the recipe from. Oh yeah, the lady was looking at it earlier, Scooby. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet, but she was looking over your guys' stuff. Okay, I'm going to listen. I have to drive for 4 more hours. Be safe, Marina. Thank you kindly, love. I appreciate you. Thank you for tipping the tavern keeper. I appreciate you. Just be safe. Do you tell stories related to other countries? I would love to hear some from Scotland. I do, as a matter of fact. Now, most of my family are from Ireland and Norway, so most of the stories that I do tell are from my family. My family are storytellers. We collect folklore from all over the world. I'm a classically trained storyteller, and I do traditional storytelling. But yeah, we told a Kelpie story a while back, and we do in fact tell stories from all over the world. I primarily focus on Western and Northern Europe because that's sort of where people expect me to tell stories from, because that's the general area that my family's from. But we tell stories about the Saxons and the Normans and the Picts and the Manx and the Orcadians. We tell it from all over. I'm not here. I'm just a dream. I'm really asleep. It's only 9:30 a.m. here, so still morning. That is true. Most of the folk in the tavern right now are either in Australia or in Canada or the United States. Although apparently Dragon of the West is in the Balkans, which I didn't know that. Just blowing me out of the water. What's coffee? Coffee is a tipping platform. A bunch of people wanted to be able to tip the tavern without like Twitch and Facebook and all of these platforms taking all of the money, because they charge you guys so much money to tip with bits and super chats and all of those other things. And I don't want you guys spending money that you don't have. So coffee just goes right to the lady and I. But you don't. No one ever needs to feel the need to tip the tavern keepers. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to, and we don't ever ask for it. Castle, you may be my last hope. Do you know someone who can voice Maleficent for me, please? It's one scene for our Pirates fanfic. I don't know anybody off the top of my head. Lovey, could you voice Maleficent? Huh? Oh, I don't know. I think you could probably manage. What kind of what Maleficent are you looking for, Tim? Most Scottish folklore is just because it's friend shaped doesn't mean it's a friend. That's true, Gova. That's true. Most Scottish folklore is just don't touch that thing that's hanging out by the loch. That's really most Scottish folklore. Stay away from the lochs is most Scottish folklore. Don't go swimming in there when it's dark. Matty pet the kelpie. He miraculously lived somehow. Somehow. If friendship run, that's correct. Fantastic, thank you. I might involve my son with your storytelling as he's into folklore too. That's spectacular, surely. We actually have quite a few families that drop in and watch story time. I try to keep it family friendly. I unfortunately I am an Irishman, so it is very hard for me not to swear, but I do my best. And up to this point, I think that I have rarely, if ever, sworn during story time. Rarely, if ever. Okay, gotta drive 4 more hours, so I'm gonna be listening. All right, Marina, drive safe, love. Just be careful, and I'm probably only gonna be on for another, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, half hour. Keep the doors open for a little bit longer. We Scottish are and swear too, so yeah, yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that is a little is difficult, right? Like, I prefer to speak as properly as is necessary for whatever the group of people I am speaking to is. And let me move this because it's coming in right over my head right now. But I grew up around Norwegians and Irishmen, old Irishmen. So everybody swears. Everybody swears. When you open a tavern all over the world, it's inevitable to get at least one person from every part of the world. That's true. The tavern is it's crazy how much the reach of the tavern has grown. Properly as is necessary. uh Shirley, thank you kindly for that. You don't have to do that. Thank you kindly. Enjoy your Harvest Moon cider. I appreciate you for that. I did drop a C bomb during a story time once. One time. It's funny you say that. Breed and her family. My book is about to go into an arc centered around Breed and her family. So lots of cussing and Irish slang to come. It's you you have to be so careful with how you write Irish slang, Matty, because Irish people are very tender about the way that people write Irish slang. Good night, Jazz. Thank you for dropping in. I hope you rest well, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night and morning. Uh, from Sleeping Beauty, let's just say she confronts Jack during the battle between the Black Pearl and Jolly Roger. Then Jack hails his horrendous breath on her. She falls overboard. It's a funny scene. Okay, so do you need it to sound exactly like the the Maleficent from the Sleeping Beauty cartoon, Tim? Because if that's the case, I don't think I have anybody on speed dial that could pull that one off. And an F bomb too. Yeah, no, and Court is correct. When uh and the C bomb is burnt into my memory forever. And this again, there are certain things that are just sort of commonplace and second nature, right? Like that you and I don't know if where you are in Australia it's like that, Bear, but I've had some mates who are from Australia who they use the c word to refer to friends, right? And Irish folk are some of the only folk that can get away with saying it in videos because it sounds like we're saying can't if it's being pronounced properly. Uh, that's saying something from an Aussie, right? We just watched an interesting video about soldiers' encounters with a Mifford Mary. She's a spirit that haunts the Mifford tank range in Canada. Interesting. Now, see, that's a bit of local folklore I didn't know. Dude, Matty, here's the thing. If you write about any group from Western or Northern Europe, you're bound to upset some people because there's just some people from every group that no matter you could say the nicest thing about them, they'd be like, "What are you saying that we're all nice and pushovers?" There's you can't please everybody. That's just how it is. Uh, we use the C bomb as an adjective. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. In certain parts of Ireland and in certain parts of the UK, it's the same way. You don't know many Macedonians. I personally don't swear much, but everybody from the Balkans swears as much as any Irishman and then some. We'd give the Irish a run for their money and swearing. I'll take your word for it because I don't know many Macedonians. You're the only one. You're the first Macedonian friend that I've made, Dragon. Never have I ever seen anyone grill wearing gloves. What a weird ad. In some restaurants, I suppose, but not in their own home. I don't think. Yeah, you're not going to be able to make everybody happy, so just decide who you want to make happy and run with it. And then anybody outside of that that's not happy with it, bummer. Yeah, well, and see, I don't like swearing too much. I will on occasion swear for emphasis. And actually, since we've been doing story time more often, where it's like this, I've I've started swearing a lot less, and because it's not really necessary. You don't need to swear. Uh, but the groups, a lot of my uncles, like my grandfather doesn't swear, but a lot of my uncles do. A lot of my uncles work in like brewing and distilling and pubs and things like that. So a lot of my uncles swear. And then when I moved to the US, a lot of the areas I was in around here, uh, they also swear. The wife is going to voice Katarina Sforza, Tim. Um, I try not to swear. Well, and Court was saying earlier, like when I play games, because we play difficult games over on Twitch. When we were playing games, we were playing really difficult ones, like the Dark Souls game and Black Myth Wukong, and I tend to swear a lot out of frustration. I call my mates on swearing in front of children, women, otherwise not swear. Well, and that was part of the reason why I decided that I it just wasn't necessary for me to be swearing because we have so many families and children who pop into the tavern with their families. So it's not for me to teach other people's kids to swear. I'm probably already teaching them all kinds of bad habits as it was. So, oh, you said Mayford Mary can refer to a few people connected to Mayford, Ontario. Most famously, the ghostly legend of a young girl at the CFB Mayford military base. Thank you, Uncle Scooby. I appreciate that. I'm going to look it up now because anytime I get a new bit of local folklore, I like to look it up. We just ignore that I cuss to say breeds dialogue in stream. I see. Shirley, thank you again for tipping the tavern keeper. Thank you so much. Enjoy your harvest, son. I need to go now. Just know I love your energy, so I'm excited to be a part of your group. I will join you on Tuesdays and Thursdays. What time again did you say? So that I can work on what time I'll be here. So we start sometime between 4:30 and 6 Pacific Standard Time. Uh, so what time is it where you are? What time? Hang on, you said what time it was. What time is it where you're at right now, Shirley? What time is it in Scotland? You said it was 9 a.m. So you're about eight, probably 8 or 9 hours ahead of me. So Pacific Standard Time, sometime between 4:30 and 6 is when we try to start story time. This week on Tuesday it will be on time. So you're 9:30 a.m. I'm 1:30 a.m. So you're 8 hours ahead of me. So the normally when we start, it would be midnight for you. So you might not make it in for that one. But Christmas, I'm going to do Christmas stories on Christmas Day in the evening, and then we'll probably end off Christmas Day with a movie over in the guild, which is over on Discord, or end off with a Christmas movie of some sort. I'm sure she'd be willing to give it a go, Tim. I don't think she could do the Disney version of it, but she'd be willing to give it a go. That's fine. I'm up at that time just to work out. Well, then we'll see you then. We're in the process of reading uh two fantasy novels. One of on Thursdays. Two on Thursdays we usually do Harry Potter, but on Tuesdays we are on Darkness is Setting On by Raymond E. Feist. A very good book. What book on Tuesday? So we might do all Christmas stuff this week. I haven't decided yet, but we might do all Christmas stuff this week. Haven't decided yet, but we may be doing Darkness is Setting on Tuesday, or we might do Christmas stuff all this week. We'll see. Beep beeping beepity beep beep beeping. Phew. Now that's out of my system. Sorry, someone mentioned swearing like a sailor. uh, I stopped swearing when my eldest, when he was 4 and echoed me when I swore at a stupid driver when I was taking him to daycare. Yeah, unfortunately, the boy also parrots me a lot, and it's hard for me to ride on a high horse and say you're not allowed to say that when I said it. If I said it first, then woohoo! That way, what a way to end my Christmas. Catch you later. Thank you for coming in, Shirley. You were wonderful. Thank you for the tips to the tavern keeper. It's never necessary, but it is appreciated. You have a wonderful rest of the night, and we'll see you back. Oh, Discord's still working on the unlocked needle laptop. Yeah, I'm so irritated with the whole guild situation, but we'll be doing stories on we'll be doing a movie night on Discord probably on Tuesday and Thursday. I haven't decided yet, but probably on both days. And we'll probably do Christmas stories when I open up the portals as well. Have you been practicing Santa Baby? I have not. But again, I think it would be funnier to do the Santa Buddy because Santa Buddy is such a cringeworthy song. It's such an unnecessary rewrite, but I'm here for it. We did not meet the Santa challenge, but you guys gave it a hell of a run, that's for sure. Uh, Bear, you don't need to do that, brother. Thank you. Enjoy your black dragon mead. That's the house. That's the house. What is wrong with my mouth? That's the house brew there. Because it was 35,000 on YouTube. Let me see. On the YouTube portal, and you guys gave it a valiant effort. We're at 30,061, and then I said 130,000, I think, on Facebook, and you guys gave that one a valiant effort too. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it's 116,000. And we didn't even get close on the Twitch one, but that's my fault, not your guys' fault. I wasn't very consistent. But Bear, thank you kindly, brother, for the tips to the tavern keeper. Yes, please, thank you. I need Maleficent to sound like a fancy queen. Lovey, can you sound like a fancy queen? She will do her best, Tim, to sound like a fancy queen. Email me the lines, brother, and I'll have her do a sample of them. Oh, Castle, have you ever seen Klaus on Netflix? Have I ever seen Klaus on Netflix? Let me tell you, I have seen Klaus on Netflix 1,000 times. It is such a good Christmas movie. Klaus is probably one of the best original Christmas films in the last 15 years. It is so good. It is one of the few ballpark, knocked it out home runs that Netflix has ever done. Court said the same thing. It's one of the best Christmas films I've seen, and probably the first Christmas movie since Tim Allen's The Santa Claus that I've thought was worth watching. So good. Incredibly good. What is the Santa challenge? The Santa challenge was I basically said that if we get to any of these benchmarks before December 24th, I will do like a Sinterklaas, like sort of like a Norwegian or Irish inspired Santa Claus. I'd do my beard all white, and we'd get on and we'd do Christmas stories with me dressed as Santa Claus. Never seen it? Watch it. Klaus, it's on Netflix. It's very good. My hand is doing. So what? Was it just dislocations, Tim, or was something was something broken? A fancy gay man. What did I say? A fancy queen. Oh, a fancy. I see what you did there, Bear. Very funny. Not that kind of queen. The original kind of queen. I hear Klaus and I picture a fish with a German accent. That's because you watch too much trash television, Matty. Die Hard and Nightmare Before Christmas are my two favorite Christmas movies. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Look, we may not like it, but Die Hard is a Christmas movie. That's just the way it is. It's not Christmas until Hans Gruber drops. It's like the ball in Times Square until the ball drops. How much for the return of the candy beard? Oh, good lord, I don't know. Not that was dreadful, and I don't have the facilities here to get it out. No, no, I just got home very late, Molly, and so I promised Waffles today, so we're only going to be on for a little bit longer, and then we'll hop back off. But I wanted to make sure that I got in the Waffles tonight because you guys, it's been a while since we've been in. For anybody who doesn't know, 10, no, not quite that long ago, 7 years ago, I did a full chocolate beard. I used confectionery chocolate and I made my beard completely full of confectionery chocolate. And it was dreadful. Uh, just dislocations. Well, that's good, Tim. Just make sure that you're taking proper care of it, because even with just dislocations, it's very possible to have damaged the tendons and the connective tissue in your fingers. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself and letting yourself recover properly. Keyword used to watch trash TV. All right, fair enough, Matty. But yeah, if you guys have not watched Klaus, I would strongly recommend. Klaus is spectacular. Managed to rupture a tendon in one of my fingers, so I appreciate the waffles. Of course, Gova. You see, Tim had an accident and he dislocated four of his fingers from a fall. He's gonna be more careful with your fingers. How much to get you to do a glitter beard, Castle? Oh my lord. You'd have to ask the lady. How much to get me to do a glitter beard, Lovey? That just I would say Uncle Scooby has asked the question. I'm just relaying. It was terrible. I think I still have the original video. I'll post some images from it. It was bad. It was really bad. Okay, I'm getting ready for work and I was just surprised. Well, we'll stay with you till you're ready for work then, Molly, and then I'll hop off. Yeah, I we were supposed to get on earlier for waffles and then we ended up getting the lady and I ended up getting stuck at the airport. So as soon as we got back into the tavern, I hopped on and tried to get things running, and it took me an hour to get the program to work. I put on my new Red Tavern hoodie, and Rabbit said I looked like one of those weird Swedish Christmas gnomes. You are the defender of all gardens everywhere, Bear. The lady requests photographic evidence of this thing. The Klaus soundtrack is wonderful. Yes, it is. The music in Klaus was very good. Straight up mallet finger done while fixing a sheep. You guys got to be. You only get one set of these, and the ones they replace them with are fancy, but they don't work as well. Just got to be careful with your hands. I'm also surprised how many people in the writing community here on Twitch are pushing me to edit my books and get published, not just in the tavern, but in a few others too. The writing community has two sides. There is one incredibly weird and competitive side that is very clicky. I don't like to use the word toxic, but clicky. It's very clicky. But then there are a bunch of indie authors that are like unaffiliated with anything, who are just genuinely excited about the idea of more books existing, and those are the people you want to be around. Uh, you don't have to, Castle. I've just seen a bunch of creators doing them lately. They're kind of funny. No need to get the craft herpes all over yourself. But again, like Court was saying, the year when everybody was doing glitter beards, the first year on TikTok, which was back in 2019, I filled my whole beard with confectionery chocolate, and it was a rock solid confectionery beard with candy sprinkles in it. It was terrible. It was the worst decision that I had made up to that point in regards to my beard. I can't say worst decision I've ever made because that would be wrong. That'd be incorrect. I love Yona, so I won't subject you to that. But she's requesting it, Bear. She wants to see you looking like a defender of gardens everywhere. She loves gnomes and nutcrackers. She loves gnomes and nutcrackers, so If you really do look like a defender of the garden, it'll just make her love you even more, babe. She already adores you, so if you look like a gigantic 6'2", 6'2", 6'3" garden gnome, she's gonna love you even more. It was an awful mess, Molly. There was a whole video of me doing it. It took me it took me 2.5 hours to get it out once I was done. And I had to like crouch over a sink with boiling hot water to get it melted out of the beard, and then I had to get into a scalding hot shower to get it out of my beard. It took forever. I gauge communities in general. I test the waters first. I refuse to compete. It's probably the best way to go about it. Bear says she knows not what she wants. He says, okay, but I will send it privately. Fair enough. That sounds like a deal. I was actually really keen on the idea of doing like a Yuletide Santa and like having like sort of the forest keeper actually kind of dressing up like Klaus from the Klaus movie and doing things like that. Clover says, "Boo, garden gnome bear for the win." I also found a very interesting Viking style cover of how it's done. How it's done a song, Matty. Is it? Which one is that? Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right, all right. Somebody did a Viking cover of it. Speaking of gnomes, I brought a gnome Christmas topper. I bought a gnome Christmas topper that is wonderful. But I showed my mom, and she's since bought me so many gnomes. I look like a crazy person with all of them. I mean, if you're gonna be the crazy something, being the crazy gnome guy is like top tier, I would say. Unmet Ozcon released Mongolian Jingle Bells yesterday. Mongolian Jingle Bells. What is he doing? You get down from there. Get out. Get down. Get down. I'm I'm gonna get you. You get off with it. Get out. Get out. These animals, I swear. It was Boo. She's playing a game across from me, and he's getting up there to try and grab it. Santana, yes, I am indeed up late. I promised waffles today, and I assumed that no one would be awake. I'll send you a picture of Norman the gnome tree topper. I would love a picture of Norman the gnome tree topper. Oh, Ummet. It's a vibe. I'll give it a look over. That sounds fascinating. I do enjoy. I can never remember what's the name of those Mongolian guitars, Lovey. The long ones that they play with the bone pick. I don't know if she heard me. Did you hear me, Lovey? What is the name of those Mongolian guitars that they play with the bone pick? We enjoy music played with that, and I also enjoy um, Mongolian metal. So yes, I reposted Mongolian jingle bells on my TikTok page. I'm gonna have to give it a look because It's surprisingly it was not Milo this time. That would have been a good guess, Molly, because it's usually Milo. But Boo decided that he was going to try and attack whatever was on the screen. Me and Pixie just finished watching the Tomorrow War. The Tomorrow. What is the Tomorrow War? Is this? Do I know what the Tomorrow War is, Lovey? Mrs. Scoop and I gave my brother a T Rex that was being climbed by a bunch of little gnomes for Christmas a couple years ago. That a T Rex being climbed by little gnomes. That is very funny, actually. The Who is good. Yeah, I do like the Who. Tove showed. It sounds familiar, but off the top of my head, the Who are great. Yeah, I have quite a few of them in my work playlist. That for stuff I listen to when I'm working. Okay, I just had rabbits take some photos. I'll send the Una. I appreciate you, brother. And I'm sure it'll make her night. It's it stars Chris Pratt. He gets drafted, sent to the future to help stop an alien invasion. Huh? Is it any good? I generally like Chris Pratt. He's not always in great movies, but I generally like his performances. We paired the tree with a biker gnome and a stripper gnome. Oh my god! Oh, you guys. We should have a Christmas competition in the guild. Everybody compare their Christmas decorations. I don't know what I'll give. I'll give out guild points for the best Christmas setups over in the guild. Everybody post your Christmas setups, and I'll award guild points to the best ones. Posted a picture in the DC. All right. My work playlist is all lo-fi because I get distracted too easily. I tend to work better with pretty intense music, but I like to work out to calm music. So my workout playlist is either folk music or like classical music, and then my work playlist is like Demon Hunter and Skillet and the Who and some Dropkick Murphys in there every now and again. T Rex autocorrect is malicious. It's alright, I figured. It is actually a lot better than I thought. Alright. The lady and I don't usually watch movies anymore, so I lose that. I'll tell you what though, if your Christmas setup is particularly sad, like Charlie Brown sad, I will also award guild points to the saddest Christmas setup. We have none up. It's okay. We did it. We literally we put out some of the ladies' nutcrackers and we hung a wreath, and that's it. That's all we did this year. I work out the audiobooks and listen to metal while I'm relaxing. Yeah, I'm about the same quote. I don't listen to a whole lot of music. Like generally I like to be focused on whatever I'm doing. But I'll listen to audiobooks while I walk. And then when I'm relaxing, doing something else or reading or whatever, I'll listen to metal music or punk. I wish I could play the music I need to write deeply. What music is that, Matty? I put up the bare minimum this year. Yeah, we did the same because we were going to be out of town for most of Christmas. And on Christmas Day, we're going to be visiting my brother. So we just didn't bother to do a whole lot of decorating. I win that one. I have none of. But no, but see, but you can't wait. You have to. It has to be sad. Like it has to be put up, but be sad. It has to be like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree where you put one bulb on it and it like sags over. I think I've already posted mine. I'll go give it. I haven't really been in the Discord. I need to be back. So starting this next week after Christmas is over, the guild is going to see uh an uptick in activity because be having a lot more guild stuff going on. While we were waiting for Gilded to shut down, I just didn't want to add a whole bunch of stuff to what we were already doing. So that's why I haven't been very active in the Discord, the guild. So coming up, we'll be doing quite a bit more. I am the saddest Christmas setup. Bear, what do you mean by that? You're a joy. I think I've already posted my. I'll give it a look. Cover video game soundtrack stuff. I get DMCA'd for on stream. So Matty, what you do is you just set it up so that the music plays to a separate track than the VOD. And I know what I said probably sounded like I was speaking Greek, but you should know Greek, so you should have understood it. Does your brother still do photography? I accidentally unfollowed his pages during my yearly purge, and I can't recall the name. He does still do photography, not as much as he was because he's been he works for a government contractor and he's been away doing those things. But he does still do photography. I'll post them over in. You're in the Discord, right? Quote. I believe you got in, or you should still be in. You were in the original. I'll post his Instagram so you guys can all go and check it out. I meant the photos that I just included are the saddest Christmas setup. Is that what you meant, Bear? I'm sure this again she'll be overjoyed for them. But yeah, he still does photography, and he's actually gotten a lot better recently because he's been focusing on the fundamentals of the skill. He does a lot of film stuff now. Yeah, I'll message you after Christmas, Matty. I'll help you get it set up because you can set it up so that the music plays while you're on, but it records to a separate track so that you don't so it doesn't end up on the VOD when it's saved. I just need it so I can have the Spotify playlist hearable, but not what I play on YouTube. Oh, that you just set up as different sources. I can help you with that too. I've tinnitus from standing next to tanks, so I've always got music playing in the background. I have really bad tinnitus in this ear because I had something blow up next to my head when I was very young. And every now and again, it'll get so bad that it hurts the side of my head. Uh, she's in the middle of a game, so she hasn't brought it up yet. Lovey, Bear sent you the pictures. Uh, and music does help. I'm so used to focusing on work that I don't like to have anything in my ear when I am working. Okay, I'll need to. I also need that for my swatter. Oh, Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'm like, what is swatter? I don't know what that is. No, Matty put an acronym swatter, SWTOR, and I realized after I had already read it out loud like a fool that it's Star Wars: The Old Republic. She says you look good and she loves it, Bear. I've got tinnitus from bombs going off. See, all of the military folk in here. Let me see. Show me under the thing. Yeah, perfect. I like it. Yeah, beautiful. He's a beautiful man. I can listen to Enya and still focus on whatever I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure I've been listening to her since I was in the womb. Any man who is born in America between 1980, I would say 88, 87, 88, and 1999 has Enya in his blood. Bear says get her eyes checked. We actually do need to go get her eyes checked, but not. She is wearing the dark red one right now. She does not have a glorious white beard to accompany it. You tell me, I cannot tell a lie. Pleasure Island LK. Hello. That is a very interesting name you have there, my friend. Also, I jumped back on the scale and I'm back down to 217. That is spectacular news, Santana. Good work. Keep at it. The MMO I stream when I'm not sure. Yes, yeah. In the back of my mind, I suppose I knew that, but it took me a minute to to remember what you were talking about. Not even remember. I don't think I've ever seen it called by an acronym before. Just 17 away from 200. You can get there before the end of winter, my friend. Just buckle into it, get it done. I've shockingly, even though I have not been going to the gym as much as I need to be, I have managed to stay under 300 all through Fat Guy Winter. Because what did they say on TikTok? Was it Hot Girl Summer? Or what is it? I'm not caught up. I'm such a. I have no idea what any of these things are. Now, I would like to get back over 300, but not with less fat. More back. Because when I was probably 19 to 21 years old in that range, I weighed like 315, but I was mostly muscle. And now I am not as well muscled and there's too much marbling in me. If I was to be eaten by a cannibal, they would say I am nicely marbled. I've settled for maintaining weight until yummy food season is over. You know, I was thinking that I was going to do the same thing, and I bought the boy a bunch of eggnog, and I was gonna drink some, and I've had a little bit, but normally in the wintertime I'll go through 3 or 4 pumpkin pies and half a dozen gallons of eggnog throughout the course of a winter season. I've had, I think, 3 glasses of eggnog and 1 pie since Thanksgiving. 1 pie is probably still a lot for most people, but it's not for me. I will blast through a pie. Also, does this sound okay to you? I know you said you don't fancy redeemable villains, but does this solve the issue? Redemption is not a gift that can be given, it is a path that must be walked. Name walked this path as many others. Saving someone is a gift that can be given, but only when accepted. I believe Princess Name told this once, uh, in far different words. One of my goddesses tells Berry this. So I'm not objectively against. I'm not completely against redeemable villains. I think that redeemable villains are overdone and overplayed, and that it's just okay to let somebody have a worldview that they believe is righteous, that is completely counter and irredeemable to what your hero is doing. Because when your hero, especially if your hero has a hero complex and they want to save everybody, it is so much better when the hero has to deal with not being able to save someone. Because that is excellent character growth for the hero. I'm no longer 5'7". I'm now 5 foot 6.5. Well, everybody coming in who had injuries, how's your foot, Santana? I mean, if you lose that weight, you get your muscle back. You can gain that half inch back. Pretty sure I killed an entire gallon of wassail last night. It'll it'll happen. Where there's fat, there's flavor. I know, and that's the problem. I do my absolute best to make sure that I am not. See, because obviously fat is where a lot of the flavor comes from in anything. Anything that's flavorful, it's got fat in it. Uh, put on weight since starting at the gym, but it's muscle fat. That's an interesting way to put it, Kova. Good, still can't run on it, but I can do stationary bikes, so there's that. Good to know. Are you like stretching as often as you can, as much as you can, getting your mobility back, spreading your toes and things? 'Cause it's really important. If you lose mobility in your foot, like losing mobility in your ankles, your wrists, and your toes and fingers is one of the hardest things to get back once it goes. You gotta buckle in there and just burn it as much as you can, mate. Which is partly what book three is addressing alongside her self deprecating and self doubt. I still want to cook for you, not cook you. Well, I'm happy to have it either way, man. I'm happy to have it either way. Yeah, the mobility has went through the roof, but my calf shrunk. Yeah, that'll happen when you hurt. Yeah, I look forward to the day when we can all get together and eat. And because Bear, I want to cook for you, and obviously you want to cook for the lady and I, and those are the exciting prospects for me. I'm very much looking forward to it. Still want to try Castle and Una's cooking, but there's a cheat hole in the way. I looked up the thing that you were talking about, Matty. For visiting, it doesn't seem like it's gone into effect yet. So if you wanted to come down and visit, it's not in effect yet. Apparently there is a possibility it'll be implemented for just visiting, but it only applies to long-term visa holders at the moment. Yeah, so you're secretly a tall guy. Do I need to go up a size on the Tavern t-shirts so that they're long enough? Uh, did we? What size do we get for me, Lovey? For with Tavern t-shirts? So I wear a two. I wear a 2X. But the shirts are appropriately sized. Whatever your size normally is, the Una went through a lot of painstake to make sure that the printers had good quality stuff to begin with, but also that they were sized appropriately. Well, Quartz in the U.S., so yeah. Oh, I want to cook y'all a smoked Boston butt. I'll take it. Use my homemade dry rub, slow cooked over hickory for 12 to 14 hours. Speaking my language. I'd bring my brother out too, Santana, because he got into smoking last year, and he loves it. So technically, I could go to LA. You could indeed go to LA right now, Matty. Much appreciated. Of course, Quirrell, of course. Anytime. Can't cook, but I can drink with the best of them. See, I love to cook. Cooking is one of my favorite things in the whole of the world. When we did a Samhain festival back, when was it 2022? When did we do the Samhain festival? Yeah, was it 2022 or was it 2020? Yeah. But anyway, when we did that, we did the when we did the Samhain festival. It's probably 4 or 5 years ago now. We the lady and I did most of the cooking for everybody, and we loved it. We were cooking for upwards of almost 20 people. Matty says, speaking of Una, I have the money I owe her ready whenever, more than actually. uh, yeah, she didn't have time to work on it while we were away, so you're all good, mate. Uh, Kobe said, oh, she said Ellis is altering to that. I guess I just need to look for accommodation. I had about a dozen people over last Sunday. I cooked for about 3.5 hours. I was completely immersed in my happy place. See, I'm right there with you, Bear. You and I we'd have to fight each other out of the kitchen, or to just agree that we were going to cook together, one way or the other. Feeding people is my love language. I just love to cook and eat with people. Like cooking and eating with people is amazing. Like it's fine to go out to like a restaurant or whatever with people you love. Like that's all well and good. But I really love to just make a meal for people. I love it. We're gonna need a bigger kitchen. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. I'm only really good on the grill. I got a recipe I want to try for bacon wrapped shrimp kebabs. That sounds delicious. You can't go wrong with bacon. You can't go wrong with bacon. Bacon makes it. I don't actually like bacon, but bacon flavoring does make everything better. Bacon fat is a good way to make everything better. It's fine, no rush. I'm just saying the money's ready for whenever she is. Well, I'm sure that she'll be primed and ready to go starting soon. No fight about well. Some people like to fight over their kitchens. I am of the mind that if we're all working together, because I the way that I grew up when we did festivals, everybody was working together to prepare the meals. So you would have usually it was like the men preparing the raw ingredients, and the women preparing the kitchen ingredients, and then the the men and the young boys would then prepare the meat that was going to be smoked or cooked over open fires, and that was it. So I'm used to like 20, 30 people participating in the cooking of things, and I love it a lot. I cook well enough not to poison myself usually. It's very much why Thanksgiving is my favorite. Cooking with and for people is one of the better human experiences. Culture is carried through food. I was and I say that as a storyteller. Stories are a necessary aspect, but food carries culture. Period. Uh, I wasn't paying attention to my phone. That's all right. So we're literally just talking about food at this point. Legasp, we take that back. So, what did I say that made you legasp? Valkyrie, was it me that said it? I get motion sick on flights over 5 hours. I'll definitely let you and Una know if I get a ticket down there anytime. Let us know. I mean, I don't expect anything fancy if you do come to visit us, but yeah, we're always happy to have folk visit. I love to grill. Gotta have that hickory smoke and a cold beer, nice cool breeze, and hearing the kids laugh or playing outside ain't nothing better. I agree with that, Santana. I agree with that. There's something sort of surreal about the human experience of cooking and eating together. And I know that sounds obvious to say, right? Like, oh well, obviously it's humans doing it. But there's just something so incredibly down to earth about sitting and cooking and making food with folk. What does haggis say about the Scots? See, you can haggis is either really good or really bad. There's nowhere in between. There is no okay haggis. There is either really good haggis or really bad haggis. That's it. That you don't like bacon. I know, I know. I will eat bacon, but I don't have any like overwhelming love for bacon. Actually, a lot of Scottish food is just us saying it doesn't matter what you do to us today because it can't be worse than what we've already done to ourselves. Yeah, I think it could be there could be said of a lot of aspects about the Scottish, I suppose. I don't expect fancy. My only expectation is human interaction, meeting those I see as family. You will be blown away at how much, or I should say, how little Una and I actually do. We just work all the time. Like I said, cooking for large amounts of people is my happy place. Gives such a sense of community. But I agree. I agree. I love it. And how does one tell the difference between good haggis and bad haggis? How long you spend in the bathroom afterwards, typically, Calamitous. Also, good to see you, brother. It's been a while. No, really though, there are good haggis taste kind of like a good kidney pie. It'll be a very rich flavor. It'll be very full bodied. But bad haggis will taste like something dead. It tastes terrible. Just a fair warning though, I'm very distractible and can be very forgetful. Birds of a feather, right? But bacon is one of the four most important food groups, Castle. I know and I agree, and that's why I never grew big and strong. It's why I'm 4'3". I never ate my one of the most important food groups, bacon. Hey Matty, 23-hour flight from Darwin to LA. That's a long flight. I don't know if I could be on a plane for 23 hours. I plan on getting either half a beef this tax season or a whole hog to put in the freezer. One day I'll drive out there and hang out. Had a friend that went to rehab that wasn't far uh, from the Walk of Fame. We're not really near any of the like the LA things, but uh, it looks like something did too. Yeah, and the color of haggis. If it looks like it's not good, it's probably not very good. Grease, bacon, whiskey, and lard. Yeah, precisely four basic food groups. Wait, are you telling me that you expect me to not get the cookie reference from uh, Atlantis: The Lost Empire, Scooby? Is that what you're saying? You expect me not to know one of the greatest animated films of all time? I'm moving to Greece. My sister has a deal with me puking the moment I get to Athens. Well, then you're participating in the culture, Matty. It's puking in Athens is basically like a rite of passage. Us and our roommates got a quarter cow last year, and we still have ground beef in the deep freeze. We were talking about the potential of doing a whole cow as well. I just had everything reset on me. You guys are the only reason I'd go to LA. To be honest, that's not a very good reason. uh, if we weren't meant to eat pig, God wouldn't have made it taste so good. That's true enough. Uh, they've haggis in a can now. I don't know why they would do that. Nobody even wanted it when it was fresh. I gotta tell you, I'm not being sold on haggis. Look, I'll tell you this. I've eaten haggis probably 15, 16 times in my life. Out of these 15, 16 times, maybe a third of them were good. For all the rest, they were just simply not very good. Yeah, well, and that's what my grandfather always did. He always had things that were. He always raised things and had things raised for festivals and whatnot. And it's so much more cost effective to do it that way, but you do have to have the space. And we definitely could not do that right now. Our freezer is tiny. We need to get the actual tavern opened up so we can have a full tavern freezer. LAX is a miserable bastard of an airport. You know, you're telling me we were stuck down there for. It took us an hour and a half to get there. We were stuck there for an hour and a half, and then it took us another hour to get back home. Took 5 hours of our life just to put the boy on a plane. I plan on doing a YouTube video of the drive in the Impala or one of the classics I own out there. I look forward to when you make it. Did you address the haggis correctly, Castle? Very important part of eating haggis. Did I address it correctly? I don't know. What does that mean? I despise awful, but like haggis. Yeah, and in general, haggis as a recipe is good, but it's hard to prepare because of what is involved in the ingredients. So most people do not make haggis well. Might be able to get a good size. Well, we wouldn't have anywhere to put it at present. That's part of the problem, Valkyrie. We don't have anywhere to put a freezer. You get off of there. Get on. I'm gonna beat you. Get out. Cat. It may end up being the 76 Chevy truck. It's the closest one to being done. That'll be nostalgic for me because my father left me a 1977, 76, 77 Chevy Cheyenne, and it was stolen some years ago. So an old Chevy truck would be just fine by me. Just curious for future reference, can I play audiobooks of my own book on my Twitch? Yes, you can, Matty. One of Rabbi Burns. Am I missing whole? Oh, it's a Scots poem called "Address to a Haggis." Oh, I see what you're saying. It's very funny. But hopefully, the young lad reaches his destination safely. Yeah, he should be quite all right. He's made the trip several times. His father lives out in Ohio. His and he's got his aunt and his uncle and one of his grandfathers is out there. So he goes there once or twice a year to visit family, and he's made the flight himself quite a few times. I can't do haggis. My grandmother made it once and it was terrible. Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like haggis is either very, very good with a good whiskey sauce or it's very bad. There's no in between. Long wheelbase. My dad had it jacked up and it had two fuel tanks on it. It was a single cab, long bucket on the back. Important part of any burn supper is the address to a haggis. Sorry, disjointed typing due to the bus. That's all right, Gofo. It's all right, brother. So just prove I have the copyright. Well, if you get copyright struck for something, you just file a dispute, say I own the copyright for this. Is generally what will happen. So shouldn't have to worry too much. Our drive from PA to Florida and back was brutal, but the trip was great. Yeah, and see that's the thing. I love a good trip. The lady and I both love to travel. I don't like driving for that long. I don't like being in the car for that long. But I do enjoy the drive, right? I enjoy the going of places. My father's truck was silver and red, if I remember right. Like it was like a striped silver and red. Spectacular, Matty. I appreciate you. Columbus, you said, I have only ever been to LAX once in 2001. Remember disembarking from the plane from. These ads just keep wanting to run. I remember disembarking from the plane from Guadalajara, not really spending any time in customs and having to haul ass to get to my flight that was leaving from Sacramento shortly. It is a massive airport. It is huge. It's basically a small city. That's how big LAX is. It is a massive airport. I want tatty scones now. I drove from central Alabama to north Illinois and stopped once in my turbo diesel Jetta. Only stopped to use the bathroom. Dad, you're a legend for that, Santana. Heathrow. Hang on. I wasn't aware that Heathrow was this big, but it is still smaller than LAX by about by about 0.6 square miles or two and a half square kilometers. All right, Molly. Have a good day at work. I hope that you are successful in all your endeavors today, and that all problems that rise before you fall at your feet and quiver in fear at your mightiness. I like finding random spots on long drives. I remember one camping trip to Colorado, we ended up going through Nebraska on the way back and found Carhenge. Oh, Carhenge is brilliant. Yeah, that's why I like to drive. Normally, when we're driving, though, we're in a rush, so it's not really like an enjoyable drive. We're driving just to get somewhere, so it's more of a functional drive than a drive to enjoy. There are countries smaller than LAX. It's probably true, but it's 14 and a half square kilometers in size, and that's not counting the roads that are around it. So it's just absolutely huge. Yeah, it's the big airport in London. I wasn't aware that Heathrow was that big. It's probably gotten bigger since I left because I used to fly out of Heathrow when I would come to the United States to visit my parents. Uh, but it's been a very long time. I haven't. The last time that I flew into the States from the UK was 2004. Yeah, an art. I guess you could call it an art installation, something like that. Out in Nebraska, it's basically like Stonehenge, but it's made out of old, classic and beat up cars. My buddy had bought a four-speed transmission, four-wheel drive transfer case off my dad and paid me to deliver it. By the way, the roads in Indiana suck. Yes, they do. Most of the roads back east are terrible. They're pretty bad here in California as well, but a lot of the roads back east are very bad. Some of them are as old as the country is. Some of them remember when people were still complaining about the Romans. I say jokingly. Zurich's is big too. Zurich's is big, but I don't think it's as big as. I don't think it's quite that big though. Does it work like Stonehenge? No. As far as I know, there are no gearhead druids that go out there for solstice ceremonies. At least not to the best of my knowledge. Apparently, Vatican City is only 109 acres. Well, yeah, Vatican City is objectively it's the smallest country in the world, right? The smallest sovereign country in the world. Gearhead druids, that has to be a thing. It probably is. You get people of all ilks these days, so I would not be surprised. Alabama is finally fixing its road. It's about the last time I was out in Alabama, there were potholes that you could fall in and your family'd never hear from you again. LAX is like a nun on a unicycle, virgin on the ridiculous. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't know, but I'd be happy to make a trip during solstice and find out. It would be. That's what we'll do. We're gonna do. We're gonna do our next Samhain festival. We're gonna do it at Carhenge. It's been decided. We're gonna go out there and see if any druid gearheads show up. All right, guys, we're about to run out of snoozes for ads. So rather than making you guys watch some more ads, I think we're gonna pop off here in a minute. We go there and worship Hephaestus. that would be funny. It's a bunch of white dudes hollering yeah yeah into the night. That would be funny. Kaketsu, hello, how's Christmas? So far, we're having a good time. Tonight, we're just chatting, enjoying company of the tavern folk. Uh, I wrote on a tablet once complaining about the quality of copper I received. Oh, I'm tempted to make chair hinge now. Don't do that. Jacksonville, Florida, 874 or 2,264 square kilometers. Yeah, the things in America are ridiculously huge. I don't think most people understand. Are you headed off, Dragon? I appreciate you dropping in, friend. We will be popping off here in a bit. Raise hell or praise Dale. Stuff for the ads. You want me to run ads, Bear? Maybe we can run a short one here, I guess. We can run like a 1 minute one so we can hang out for a little bit longer. Yeah, I'll run a 60-second one so we can hang out for a bit longer. And then the lady and I should pop off to bed. It was a bombastic side eye, Matty. Bombastic. Uh I completely forgot what I was talking about. We had a whole conversation going about something and I completely about Carhenge. Uh yeah, I guess we could ask. I love the hangout. Yeah, I do too, man. I miss when I don't get to see you guys. For points of reference, a square 30 miles on a side is 900 square miles. Okay, all right. So yeah, and the airport is well, I think it's like 5.4. 5.4 square miles is what uh, gosh, what am I saying? 5.4 square miles the is what LAX is, I think. You did. I was not prepared. I was not prepared. I love how you do. Oh, before I forget, I should message you the PDF of book one. You should indeed. Milo's coming round, teens. Silly. Oh, you lot are menaces, every last one of you. And that is a fact, not an opinion. Every one of you is a menace. I just ran the ad break. What do you mean it's going to force me to run ads again? I just ran a 1 minute ad break and it's gonna force the 30-second one. Marina, you don't need to do that. Thank you for the tips to the tavern keeper. I appreciate you. But you don't have to do that. Kaketsu, you said I'm watching me ham what I've been cooking in the oven, trying not to burn it. That's very important. Is Marina? Are you doing the new combo feature? Is that what all those little things are that are popping up? Well, thank you kindly, love. I appreciate you for it. Uh, we heard you like ads, so we added ads to that. Yeah, apparently that's what they're doing. And I don't have any snoozes left, so it's not going to let me not do it. I prefer the title Control Chaos. Yeah, fair enough. Valkyrie's like, us? No. Yeah, sure. As if me calling you all nuts is a surprise to anybody. Gets my clock to kill the ads. Glock. See, that's a very Canadian mistake to make, mistaking your clock for a Glock, Matty. Turbo is such a great thing. You get paid the ad revenue, and I don't have to watch ads on any channel. Yeah, it is. It's a heck of a thing. Some of the things work better than others, but I'm glad Turbo at least functions because YouTube Red is terrible. YouTube Premium is awful. It's barely worth the paper it's not printed on. Oh, I left that sit for so long. It's warm now. Oh, I may be nuts, but I'm no fruitcake. I'll take your word for it, Kova. uh, well, we might as well get these out of the way and just. Well, no, and it won't even let me do it. It won't even let me run it. So my mom wants some buns. Me, I already have two already, Mom. And Mom said, and that gets you none. Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough on your mom's part. Shay, hello, good to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. I'd like to add the word alleged, please. Uh, you permission granted. Happy winter solstice. How are you faring? How are things going? I showed up at 4:44 my time. Wow, that is a heck of a thing, isn't it? Well, hello. What the? I was looking down for a moment, and now suddenly there are people. Hang on. Some of us limping over manually. Hi, guys. My OBS crashed right before I was about to create the raid. That's quite all right. That's quite all right. Welcome in. Hello. Yeah, I'll give you guys. It's super late, but I'll give you guys a toot on the raid horn, anyways. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I had to do it gently. But there are your Viking raspberries. Welcome in, folks. From the book Horde, I am Castle. This is my tavern. And here we talk about myth and lore and tales of yore. Some of you might be in an ad right now because the ads are being weird. But what the H, I just went over here on a whim, missed that we were raiding here. Well, Mentat, welcome in. Now, Mentat News, is that a Fallout reference? If it is, I'm actually drinking limited edition Fallout things right now. Bookworms, hello, hello, welcome in. Good to see you all. Blue Jay, hello, welcome. Uh how was your stream, love? How are you feeling? How's your head been? I hope that you're doing quite all right. And I missed some of the chat up here, so let me roll back for a minute. Uh, I'm so ready for bed. I was telling her avocado meant testicle, and she went into asking if I wanted a hot dog. The, the conversations you have, Matty, are spectacular. I'm going trying to stay up until after my therapist appointment because I won't sleep before it. That's fair enough. All right, let's see. Hello, hello, hello. Small bit of burnt crust, a couple of spots. Still looking spectacular. Kaketsu. There's a song that I'm reminded of when realizing that it is night on the night of solstice. It's called Darkest Hour of the Clock. Pretty decent song. I'll have to give it a look. Olga, hello. Good to see you again. Finally up and about and on crutches. Well, that's good news. Well, not being on crutches, but being up and about is good news. I got roped into the capitalism pre-ordered the Nuka Quantum in the rocket bottle. Hey, look, if I'd have known about it, I probably would have done the same. But Falcor, if you've got to go, you can feel free to run off. But if you are, we're not doing much. I got on a whim because I promised Waffles this evening, and so I opened the portals to the tavern just oh, seeing if anybody would want to drop in, and that was about it. And now everyone's been around. So stream was lovely. Now taking a short break and then more work. It never seems to end, does it? It never seems to end. But happy with the solstice to you. I hope that you're having wonderful festivals. I hope that you have a wonderful and festive Yuletide and that you have a very Merry Christmas. And I appreciate you for coming in and dropping your folks off with me. And again, I don't know if I finished my introduction. I am Castle. This is my tavern. And here we talk about myth and lore and tales of yore. Myth and lore and tales of yore. What is wrong with my face tonight? And every now and again, I read you all a story. Tonight, we are just talking about everything. If we're being perfectly honest, we're talking about the little things here, little things there. Yeah, for our Australian friends, for the Aussies, and for our Kiwis, it is the summer solstice. Myth and lore. There's myth galore, myth and lore galore, all of the things. How are you feeling? How's your neck and your head been treating you? Gory lore. Rarely ever gory lore. I try to keep it family friendly. Well, I guess no, I don't try to keep it family friendly. I try and keep it uh terms of service friendly, I guess we'll say. We wouldn't want them shutting down the portals to the tavern. That would be dreadful. Are you doing Christmassy things over in the book Dragon's Den? And again, if you need to run off, you can feel free to. You don't have to stick around and entertain my whiffling waffling. You can go as you need to. And again, Marina, thank you for all of the all of the bits. I appreciate you for that. Thank you kindly. And for whoever followed, I didn't see who followed, but for whoever followed, welcome. PG-13, let's say, about that, about that. This is the actual video title of the song, D Block and Stefan and Sub-Zero Project, Darkest Hour of the Clock official video. That is a wild set of things. I'm going to copy it so that I don't lose it. Calamitous. This was my last pre-Xmas stream. Yes, I'll be a bit lucky, but it's good to see you. It's very good to see you as well. I don't know how much longer I'll be here, Waffle. We're just literally asking, answering questions, and talking. I didn't expect anybody to be on. So, we had guinea pigs in Christmas outfits and full raid the night before Christmas. It was quite festive. See, that's wonderful. We love a good Christmas festivities. We will probably be doing Christmas movies and Christmas stories all this week. We might still do our regular scheduled programming on Tuesday, but for sure we're going to be hopping on Christmas Day in the evening after the lady and I get back from visiting family. And then Kovo wants me to sing Santa Baby, so we'll probably do that at some point. And maybe we'll do other Christmas carols as well. I don't know. We'll see. Play it by ear. But Valcor, you go and rest. You've earned a little bit of respite. Do the things. I'm not sure how active I'll be on Christmas Cast. I'll probably be in stream, but in a lurking capacity. That's quite. I figured that there would be some folk who wouldn't get to spend time with family for Christmas. So once the lady and I are done with our, I say obligations, but our beloved obligations. We love to go and see our family. Once we are done with our familial obligations and getting to spend time with our family who are physically present, we'll pop in here and give everybody a place to come and stay. And then Christmas Eve or Christmas night, in the eve, we will perhaps have a Christmas movie or something over in the guild. I think that would be all well and good. It's because mom invited dad over, so I'll be dealing with an uncomfy date night. It is it is a bit of a strange thing, but happy for them. Happy for them. Live your best life, but not in the modern way. Not in the modern silly way. Go live your best life in the sense that you do what's best for you in the real way, and you live to the best of your capacity and ability at all times. Because if you think about it, 150 years ago, we wouldn't have had a choice. 150 years ago, you would have had to been in the literal 1% of people if you didn't want to die in the wintertime. So, yeah, my mom and dad hooked up again after separating 16 years ago. That is a heck of a thing. Hang on, Shay. I actually don't. I don't have any barkeeps in here because I wasn't expecting anybody to come in. Oh no, I do have a barkeep. Valkyrie is. Sorry, Valkyrie. I sometimes I forget that you're a barkeep, and Matty is also a barkeep. But Valkyrie, uh, do you have? Never mind. I'll grab it. I will grab it. Here we go. Just the ghosts of barkeeps. That should get you. Bear, yeah, Bear is in here too. Look. It's 3 in the morning for me. I have. I'm on very little sleep, and I'm going to use that as an excuse. Oh. Yeah, there are three barkeeps who are sitting in here. Essentially, one character asked another, "You feel you have nothing left to learn?" And the other said, "No, but I no longer need to be taught." What did I miss about that? Random thought, there was a line in the book I'm reading that made me think of you the other day. Essentially, one character said to the other, "You feel you have nothing left to learn?" And the other said, "No, but I no longer need to be taught." That's very flattering. I appreciate that. Very little sleep is always a valid excuse. Well, and we live. The lady and I have spent almost 13 hours in the car over the last 2 days. So neither one of us is majorly uh, functional from a legitimate standpoint. But we're doing our best, and always thrilled to be here. So sounds like poppycock to me, Casa. No, I'm legitimately just making excuses. Uh, I don't have it. Fine, I don't have any on-duty barkeeps tonight. Fair enough. I didn't. I don't have any of you that I've put to obligation of making sure that things are running smoothly. There are barkeeps, but none that I've put to the claw. Castle, you always have at least one barkeep on. Usually Matty. To be fair, you said you were only going to Waffle for about 30 minutes an hour ago. Yeah, I know. I really should pop off so the lady and I can go to bed. We're here, not complaining. Yeah. If we're here, we're on duty. It's a given. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, an hour and a half ago, I'd said we were only going to waffle for about 30 minutes. But again, I didn't expect any of you to be up and here and wanting to spend time in the tavern, so I can't very well tell you to just all go bugger off now, can I? I suppose I could, actually. I very well could do that. But it would be sad. It would be a sad thing to do. Well, more or less it was, quote. More or less it was just supposed to be me uh checking to make sure everything was working properly uh before I went to bed. And so many of you showed up. Now we've been here for over 2 hours. See what happens? Oh, Bugger Off. Yeah, Bugger Off is a good song. Well, I don't know if it's a good song, but it's a fun song. Yes, tell us to bugger off, get some sleep. It's so to so Sean D. It's so funny for me to see your name in the chat because my brother's name is Sean, and the lady and I have a dear friend whose name is Sean. So I see your name, and my brain automatically goes, "Which Sean is that?" But now you're a third Sean. I just supervise the riffraff, as is your role, Baird, uh the elder druid keeper of the riffraff. I mostly just stand by with the banhammer for bots and scoundrels, which is what most of you guys are here for. Because generally speaking, like the tavern folk are low maintenance. You guys are very easy to handle for the most part. I don't go to bed until after 1 a.m. So when you get online, it's it's fair enough, Teresa. It might not be appropriate for Twitch. It is not appropriate for Twitch. It'll definitely get me banned. There are a few songs that we've wanted to sing, but we know that the words will get us banned, so we haven't done it. Sean is objectively a great name. I agree. It's a classic Irish name. And there's someone trying to sell me. That's true. Aaron is always trying to sell Matty. Pretty sure I'm the oldest here. I think that that's fair to say. Uh, I know that we do have a few folks I think my number one accomplishment on Twitch is getting senior citizens onto Twitch. Because we have quite a few older folk in the community who popped onto Twitch just to be in the tavern, which I love you all for it. I'm awake at all sorts of nonsense hours. The lady and I have been trying to fix our schedule, but it's not going well. We're unruly but polite about it. Yeah, you're hooligans, and you do the shenaniganizing, but you do it within the boundaries of what's expected. I don't usually fall asleep until 5 a.m. my time. You've got 9 hours to go. I'm definitely not going to be on for 9 more hours. Is Tales of Luria ready? Curious. No. Respectfully, Rambunctious. See, there you go. 33 here. Text my ID. I'm elderly. I was born in ancient Greece. I once knew a guy whose name was Quirt. Your username caught my attention. Quirt has been a member of the Tavern for quite a long before it was the Tavern, as a matter of fact. I think that the vast majority of the folk who come into the tavern are between 25 and 40. And then we have a large contingent of folk in the tavern who are between the ages of 45 and 65. So most of the tavern folk are between 25 and 65. 32 in February. Getting old, Matty. Getting old. Cover's 39. I don't feel 39. How is one supposed to feel at 39? It's a good question. I suppose it depends on the life you've lived up to that point. I don't know if I've ever felt my age, so I couldn't rightly say what it means to feel any age. A contingent of old farts. Yeah, well, to be fair, I think I probably fall into the contingent of old farts section. Quadrille marketing. Hello and welcome in. Good to see you. Hello, homie. What's up, Holmes? How's it going? Mason will be 36 in January. Ooh, we need to throw him a party. No, Matty, I'm going to give you away for free and get paid the big bucks when they bring you and your goblins back. Use the money to buy land and build a village. There's so many of these things. Your stream looks amazing. Well, I appreciate the compliment considering where we're at. Are you going to try and sell me something? You've got marketing in your name. My joints like to pretend I'm 50. Yeah, I mean, I've got a knee or two that feels like it's in its 60s or 70s, that's for sure. Don't feel yourself, get someone else to do it. I'm with Baird on that one. So give me away and make them pay to give. Yeah, we're gonna make them pay. At least this is my idea of what the plan is. Uh, they're gonna give you away and then make the folk pay to give you back. Seems to be the notion. I always feel my age, but never when I hit the number. I suppose that's a good way to put it, Marina. So how long have you been streaming on this? Tonight, 2 hours. We open the portals to the tavern every 2 days or so. I broke my knee and got plateau fractures on my tibia femur playing football in high school, and the damn thing has never been the same. I've had my right knee dislocated 3 or 4 times and my left knee dislocated twice. My right shoulder separated 5 times, my collarbone separated twice. And my left shoulder uh dislocated twice. And if I don't stay in shape, they feel awful. Um, my joints are stiff. You're rolling them. You're rolling them too tight. uh, so can I talk? non-stop and just make them pay extra for a speedy return? Certainly can, Matty. I'm sure that it'll be appreciated by everybody. What are you looking forward to achieve so far? Bed tonight. That's what I'm looking forward to achieving tonight. I did martial arts for a while, and then I did less legitimate, less legal forms of martial arts for longer than that. That's an impressive and also awful list of injuries. I wish that that was the end of it. I've got a string of head traumas, a couple of gunshot wounds, a couple of knife wounds, been hit by a few cars. Uh, it depends. I mean, we might be if we ever get to Twitch partner, then so be it. It's not something that we're planning on doing, but if we ever get there, we will be the first ever storytelling channel to do it. But yeah, I've been run over